What's up, everybody? It's Supersmallchibiwolf here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Akame Ga Kill. Now, let's get into this. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is characters. Now, the first character I want to talk about is Tatsumi. In my opinion, you know, he was a strong fighter, and he was one, I would say, let me get this out of the way. A lot of people I've heard saying a lot of bad things character-wise and everything, and I would say they just kind of hating just to hating. I'm going to put that out right there. So that's the thing that's been in my mind while reviewing, trying to review this. I was like, should I put that in or not? But moving on from all that, let's continue. Tatsumi is, in my opinion, he was a strong character. He had, you know, I would say he had some issues, but he did overcome them. And a thing I really did love about Tatsumi is that he kept on going on. He wasn't one to, go through that, like, deep depression phases. Like he had a little bit moments, but those moments were overcame, and he did really great at fighting. I really did enjoy him fighting. His fight scenes and interactions with other characters were amazing. His backstory was pretty cool, and I enjoyed him. I enjoyed watching him go through this story. It was a great story. He was a great guy, and the thing I didn't like about him is that he was a little bit shy. And for a guy who's having a lot of beautiful females thrown at him, left and right, I think, to be honest, the only understandable thing is that maybe he has something for Akame or shit. But besides that, yeah, I think Akame and Minai is more understandable. But Minai is more understandable. But Tatsumi, he was, I would say, he was an amazing guy from start to finish. This his story and him with the other characters, he became one of my favorite characters in anime. All these characters, the main characters has their own thing that made me really love them all each in their own way, and became one of my favorite characters in anime. So next character I want to talk about is Akame. She was a nice, cool fighter, man. I enjoyed her story. I enjoyed watching her fights. Her fights were amazing, dude. She's a talented sword fighting. Also, oh man, her sword, was Same, and her martial arts. Man, those made perfect scenes, man. I really did love those scenes. She had a funny side of that, and she had a serious side. She was one that would be a protagonist. Well, I would think she wasn't the protagonist. She was just a main character. Tatsumi is the main guy. But I would say if she was the main character, it would have also made this anime just amazing as well, maybe even better. But I would say though, Kame, man, she was one of my favorite characters in this entire anime. She brought cool, funny scenes. She brought cool fighting scenes, and out of all her backstory and her in general, her weapons were just all great. Next character is Leona. I love her because she was a great fighter and funny, man. She was nice-hearted, talented fighter, man. But her powers were cool. Man, her powers were cool, man. I did enjoy that. That's the thing about Leona that I did find pretty interesting. She was funny. She was somewhat of a funny troublemaker at a few moments. Also, her, what was it? Oh man, personality-wise, I loved her, man. It's just everything about her. I never seem at one point I never felt like I hated her. You know, for different scenarios, what was it? In different scenarios that she's put in, she always makes it better. It doesn't matter if it's fighting, doesn't matter if it's comedy, doesn't matter if it's doing other stuff. The scenarios she's put in made me happy to watch them. It made me interested, and she was one of my favorite characters. Next character is Minai. She was a little serious at first, but it's explained why. She's a little bit serious. Also, her story was interesting and great. She had an amazing weapon, and I enjoyed watching her fight. She was funny, serious, but not like annoying serious, more like understandable if you really got to know this character more. She was great at fighting. I loved how, later on she has more heart to her character and she shows more affection towards everything else. And a lot of people call that lazy wise, what I thought, but in my opinion, she's pretty cool and it pretty worked out. She was a nice other girl and she was a great caretaker also for everyone. She was a great fighter, great. I enjoyed her story. Her story was pretty cool too, you know. Now, the next character I'm going to talk about is, well, the next thing I want to talk about is that a big thing I liked is how they kind of was like 50-50. And man, because in a way, Shelley had a great story, and Minai has a great story, and I kind of feel similar. Like both of them had great stories equally, but maybe a little bit more Minai. I was kind of wanted to bring up also in this review which one had the best stories, which one had the best weapons, and all that. You know what I mean? Compare all of them and see which one is the best. So yeah, I think Minai was pretty cool, better than Shelley. Moving on from that, Bullet. Oh man, Bullet was a great guy. Man, Bullet was the dude. Let me talk about Bullet for a second, man. This was a funny, cool guy, man. I love this man, dude. He was strong. He fought good. He had a great backstory. He had a great intentions. He when he fought good. And man, when he hit his limits, they were just great, man. I loved the moments when he really went out fighting, because those were the best fighting scenes in my opinion. Now don't get me wrong, I also loved Kame Leone, Mene and Shile and Tatsumi. I would say, they all had their different issues that they had to, overcome and, deal with. But maybe Leone and Akame were my favorites. Also, many. They remind me of Tiva for Final Fantasy. Strong, funny, uh, great personality, and serious when she needs to get serious. You know, it's kind of a little bit of both of them, or even all three of them. Also, Najenda and Lubak, I felt the same way, for both of them. They were perfect, they were good together. Their backstories were, well, their backstories were with them, had both of them, and out of all, I would say I like them equally, I like the other characters as well, such as did, you know, also was cool. Now, let's talk about Hope for a sec. Esdid was as a villain, I loved her, man. She was strong. She had cool ice ability. And her katana was amazing. I loved the relationship between her and Tatsumi, because when she was solving the kingdom or the king, she was doing her job and missions, and doing it strong, doing it good, and fighting nice. But when it comes to her being with Tatsumi, it showed a different side of her, one that is lovable and nice-hearted. I like this because she wasn't, she wasn't a, oh, I'm going to be a bad character just to be bad. No, she actually had heart and actually had more things of her to just make her interesting out of all. Her backstory is one that I loved, and I did enjoy seeing her fight, man. Her fights were pretty cool. Also, besides that, I would say, especially the moments with her and Tatsumi were funny, man. They really were, and they made those episodes even better than what they were. Now, this anime starts. Let me talk about the story real quick. This anime starts off with a young man named Tatsumi. After searching for his missing friends, he comes upon a village. Within this village, he meets Leona, a beautiful, friendly blonde that eventually robs him. And now, poor and alone, he sits on the streets, feeling upset. Then a nice-hearted girl named Area comes and brings him back to a castle. After getting help, he eventually figures out that Arya and her family, are insane, and he finds his missing friends. With that, after a short fight, it ends with Leone holding back. Well, oh wait, I skipped a line. So, after all that, let's just say, long story short, Leone and Tatsumi finally get to know each other a little bit more. And yeah, Tatsumi basically gets kidnapped and brought back to the secret lair or the secret hideout. So the town shows them as evil criminals that lives just for their own selfish needs, own selfish pleasures. But in reality, they attack due to the deity's secrets hidden within the royal family. And I would say from here, Tatsumi finds the disturbing sad truth about what has happened with his with the place he is in, And also, after, well, before that, he finds out what happened with his missing friends. Man, I would say Tatsumi, out of all he had, well, how he acted in the beginning was acceptable due to how, the stuff he's been going through. Because let's be honest, anyone would be messed up to see all that stuff happening once of what going on with his friend and all that. So, yeah, man, I'll give him some love there, man. I love, Tatsumi, I think. By the way, and Leona, they were great. I think, what was it? Leona and personally, I think really made a lot of the episodes pretty cool and fun. Also, the intro and outro music were pretty cool, man. I did enjoy them. Now, one thing I would say is I love the art and all the different colors and stuff and images that they show in the beginning and especially in the end of each episode, because they were really pretty cool. Now each character has their own unique backstory, and man, I did enjoy all of them. Man, I would say my favorite, if I would pick one, is maybe Mine, Minai, or Akame. Oh man, yeah, maybe. But besides that, I want to take a second to say this, man. Um, man, the Si Siwu, I think her name is called. She kind of reminds me of Jessie from Final Fantasy VII remake. How what they've shown her for. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up just to bring it up, and maybe if maybe put that in the tags. Final Fantasy VII remake. But besides that, she was pretty cool, to be honest. Not just for that. Her Imperial arms with the dog and all that, and her turning into some type of demonized girl and fighting. Yeah, it was pretty weird as hell, but she was still a great fighter, and it really was amazing fights with her. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about and bring up was more of an interesting fact, a little bit. So, Esdid looks different in the anime. She has exaggerated her breasts in the anime compared to the manga. You know, I like anime, Japanese culture, and I understand that's part of Japanese culture. How do I say this without YouTube being mad at me? So that's what I'm thinking about in my mind, because we know this trick. So, me, I'm Hispanic. I grew up on watching, those music videos and all that stuff. And sexuality is something I was raised on, you could say. So I accept and love and somewhat can relate with the Japanese stuff of being over sexualized and funny, because well, that's something I grew up on as well. Now, let me just end it with this, man. Akame Ga Kill is an anime that is underrated. I would say, I don't care what anyone says, man. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Now, I recommend watching this 24 episode anime because from the characters, the story, the plot, the Imperial arms, and all out of all, the music, really got to me, man. Let's just say when it ended, it was sad. It really was sad, man. It really felt like I was really involved within this anime. The characters, the music, the villains. Doesn't matter what. They really got to me. Those just everything in general. And I really did enjoy it, man. It really was amazing. One of my favorite animes of all time. So with that being done, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now I'm gonna talk about a little bit of spoilers. So with that being done, I'll give you some time to leave. Now, spoiler section. Sheila's death was heartbreaking and sad. I loved her. She was amazing. And man, the way she died, man, it was just awful. She was strong, she was amazing, and then they killed her off. Also, Bolas did was heartbreaking, but amazing. Man, talk about an amazing guy, man. Now, let me talk about all the deaths. Shit, and Minai's death that shit was just fucking sad. At that point, I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck. It was just depressing, you know. And the final death I want to talk about, because I'm confused with all these people, I don't even know what the hell is what, is the death of Tatsumi and what was it? Kumi's death was just sad. She was a funny cookie girl eating girl that died. And also Tatsumi, that final episode when he dies and gets frozen up and all that was as that. Why did Akame be there inside to save him? Because I would have loved Akame and Tatsumi to be the last one standing. Maybe they fall in love. They were both fighting good. They were both strong. They were both. I don't think anyone would disagree with them being together. They both taught each other stuff. They both were close. Yeah, Akame and Tatsumi should have been the final two. Maybe create a family, make a new night raid in the end. But unfortunately, the story did not end that way. And I really did not enjoy that one. You know, let me just say this, man. I love this anime. It really was. It was sad ending. It was heartbreaking when it ended, and it was like, oh man. But in the end, I would say, Akame Ga Kill is one of my favorite animes, and an anime I recommend watching. Now, with that being done, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, the animes I do recommend are, and I didn't have them written down. So, out of the top of my head is Alfred Lee for similar comedic and funny characters in Bloodshed and Squiggle? Fuck it. Squiggle for the comedy and funny characters. And maybe I'll even do I'll do even a Dawn recommendation for all of you. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep, definitely. Like you, Tatsumi, Shinji, Akame, forgot Basato. you know, like come on, man. Like I had to throw in that one as well. So with that being that, don't forget to comment, subscribe, tell me in the comments what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I was kind of in a rush, so yeah. Until next time, bye.